Welcome to the Haunted Hangover podcast. I'm Louis Claus. And I'm joined by Sam.
Sammy Claus.
And Chris.
I mean, Chris Kringle is right there.
Oh!
I decided last minute to put this on and look like a fool. I don't think I look like Santa Claus at all. I don't know what this is supposed to be with these glasses, the eyebrows.
I feel like I'm not in the holiday spirit here, but I got cheers and a couple little decorations there.
I see your effort there.
You guys are all dressed up.
That's good.
Well, this is not going to stay on my face for very long. I don't know if I can do the whole. Should I do the whole show like this? Just stay like this the whole show.
Watch the video podcast for special look at
Louis Claus. Louis
yeah,
Claus.
you would miss that.
Ho ho ho.
Would you call me?
Yeah. I think if you saw me in an alleyway like this, you'd run the opposite direction.
Yeah, you look like somebody's Theo. You definitely don't look.
Not even. I look like I don't know what I look like. I look like it's like Silent Night, Deadly Night's nightmare. This isn't even
with the vagabond beanie on too.
Yes, I know. My favorite part of this getup of this Santa Claus it's not sunglasses, but eyeglass concoction amalgamation is that the eyebrows are on the glasses. They're on the glasses.
I mean, that's pretty like on par for old people. My dad's eyebrows are basically on his glasses when he wears them. When you get old, your eyebrows just get out of fucking control.
I guess this is what happens with Santa. Does Santa wear glasses?
I think like sometimes, like I'm looking at a Santa in the corner of my apartment over here, and it's got glasses on, and then I have another one that doesn't have glasses. I think it just depends, like who's designing him.
If Coca-Cola's designing him,
right? He
has 20/20 vision. If it's somebody else,
right?
He's got what's another vision that's
like
bad?
Did Tim Allen? He didn't wear glasses as Santa Claus, right?
I don't think so. Did Paul Giamatti in that one really bad movie with Vince Vaughn?
That's your next. Go from Tim Allen to Paul Giamatti. You skipped over like Miracle on 34th Street. All the other like famous Santas.
I feel like he's got small little thin ones. Those are like thick and gaudy.
Now, the only reason why I mentioned the Paul Giamatti Santa is because that was on TV the other day, and I've never seen that movie.
Isn't that the one where like Vince Vaughn plays Santa Claus's like dumb brother?
Yes.
Isn't that the one?
I watched about 5 minutes of it and then turned it off. But I was like, when did Paul Giamatti play Santa Claus? And apparently it was a thing with Vince Vaughn.
Right, yeah.
Wait, what's it called?
Fred Claus?
I don't know.
He's like his underachieving brother. Yeah. That's the whole plot of the movie.
No, I don't want to be that. I don't want to do Santa Claus. I don't feel like doing Santa Claus anyway.
Yeah.
That was a phenomenal.
That was a great
impression, Sammy. Yeah, I watched about 5 minutes of it. I saw Paul Giamatti. I saw Kevin Spacey, which I forgot he existed for 5 seconds. And then I was like, I think I've had enough of this stupid movie. And I think I've had enough of this mask, so I'm going back to being just normal Louis. No more Louis Claus. Maybe on the outro. In the outro, I'll put it back on.
There you go.
I'm going to be picking out white hairs that are not mine out of my beard. But yes, we're celebrating.
The season.
The Christmas time season, holiday season here at Haunted Hangover. By covering an episode I've been wanting to do for a while, like always, like we start most of these episodes. An episode I've been wanting to talk about for a while. Two guys that I grew up watching. Samantha did as well, I know for a fact. Mm-hmm. And I know this episode it has a special place, at least in my heart. I think Samantha's gonna have the same memory as me. And that is Ren and Stimpy. Won't get into the episode title just yet. So on the off chance you, for some reason, are listening to this podcast and don't know who Ren and Stimpy are, this is just got to cover all the bases here.
Right.
Ren and Stimpy, they are one of the original Nicktoons on Nickelodeon and started, I think, in 92 or 91, around that time, lasted 5 seasons. And the series follows the daily escapades of Ren, who's a very angry and short-tempered chihuahua, and Stimpy, a dumb but lovable cat who has no tail. There's a name for that type of cat. I forget what they call it. It's an actual breed. I did not know that. Did you guys know that?
No.
No.
Yes, there's an
I
actual
feel like
breed
maybe
of...
I did, but
He is apparently, by doing a little research, Stimpy is a cat with no tail, and that's an actual breed of cat. Had no clue.
Interesting.
But yes, the two of them, Ren and Stimpy, are either best friends or lovers, depending on the episode you watch. I get that's a fair statement, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
Because there's some episodes they're basically husband and husband, or husband and wife even, and then in some episodes that's his best friend. So who knows?
Stimpy is a Manx, M-A-N-X.
That's what it's called, a Manx cat.
Characterized by his lack of tail, plump build, red and maroon, and white fur.
I did not know that was a breed of cat that had no tail, and Stimpy was that cat. But yeah, every episode features crude humor, perverse innuendos, straight up violence, and they put Ren and Stimpy in many different situations, from hustling rubber nipples to going mad in space. The show's wild. A whole generation of people my age, a little older, a little younger, grew up watching these guys. I owe my sense of humor to Ren and Stimpy, if I'm being very honest. I know we covered South Park, which would be the other show. We already did that. We already talked about South Park.
Close second.
But Ren and Stimpy is really where my sense of humor came from, and my sister's sense of humor as well, since that's something we watched a lot. Now, this episode we're going to cover, the reason why it's important, like I said at the top, is because me and Sammy had a VHS tape when we were children. And obviously, you know, I'm a little older than her, so I was a massive fan. I had toys, video games. Remember the NES game, Sammy?
Yes.
When you're in the mouth and the teeth and you're dressed up as a rat, as Ren.
That music haunts me in that game.
Yeah, the teeth can just slam on you and kill you if you're not fast enough.
So stressful.
I think it's Ren and Stimpy Vidiots was the name of that game. But we owned a VHS tape. It was one of those classic, you know, Ren and Stimpy tapes for the holidays, and it was called Have Yourself a Stinky Little Christmas. And it was an orange cassette, because that's how all Nickelodeon tapes were back in the day. And this VHS, I don't remember how we got it. I think someone bought it for me because I was the older of the two. And we watched it all the time, even when it was not Christmas time. We watched Have Yourself a Stinky Little Christmas. And I remember that VHS tape containing the episode we're going to cover and also some music videos. They were basically like, there's more to the story to that, but there were Christmas songs, parody Christmas songs from Ren and Stimpy, Cat Hair Balls. I think it's Fleck the Walls, I think is one of the other ones or something like that. And then there's one I think about the moose. The moose, they celebrate Yakmas is basically
Yakmas, yes, that I remember.
Is their version of Christmas or whatever. But yeah, this VHS tape, we played it all the time. Very again, just a very important cassette. I don't know where the cassette. I'm pretty sure I still have it somewhere in storage in a box. Or you have it, Sammy. Maybe I may.
I don't. I wish I did.
Dig that up.
I think I have it somewhere in like a box again in storage. So again, Have Yourself a Stinky Little Christmas. Just something that molded me to the human I am today. Burned through that cassette several times. And the episode we're going to be covering is Son of Stinky, just to say it. The Son of Stimpy, not Son of Stinky. Son of Stimpy. Disclaimer. I guarantee I'm going to be saying Stinky and Stimpy. I'm going to be messing that up many times because it is even taking notes on this episode. I was like, Stimpy, Stinky, Stimpy. I was like, I'm going to mess this up while we break down everything in this episode.
Like father, like son, right? Exactly. Stimpy and Stinky.
Son of Stimpy. That's the name of the episode. And it involves Stinky, but we'll get to him in a minute. Now, Sammy, I know I just went through this all. Broke down the cassette that we used to watch a lot as kids. What do you want to add to that? What do you want to add about Ren and Stimpy, your love for the characters?
Ren and Stimpy, besides watching it a lot with you, it's like one of the very few memories I also have with my father, which goes to show you something, because he loved Ren and Stimpy. So I remember watching it on TV a lot, but I don't remember any Ren and Stimpy episode as much as I remember this episode. That show could never fly now. Like, Like, it's kind of crazy, some of the stuff they've gotten away with showing on TV. And I guess technically they didn't, right? Because didn't it get taken off the air for that reason?
A lot of it didn't fly then, yeah.
Right. Exactly.
I mean, the show had controversies because, again, there's a lot of, like, again, and I said it when I was breaking down what the basic plot of the whole show is. There's a lot of innuendos, but a lot of that went over your head when you were 6,
when you're
5 or
when
6.
You're
not all you're focusing on is like the fart jokes, the poop jokes,
right?
Some of the craziness that's the booger jokes, some of this, all the craziness that's happening on screen, where like the gay innuendos or the sex innuendos, you're not really, you don't notice them until you're an adult. And I think that's the kind of the show's history was kids would watch this and adults would just be in the room or doing something and they'd be like, wait, what did he just do?
Yeah.
A lot of close-up of butts.
Yeah.
And all those like nasty close-ups of whenever someone has like a fungus or a messed up
really
eyeball.
Interesting art, just kind of
animation style for like those extreme close-ups.
Those extreme close-ups were like, they were like I love all animated series. I love cartoons. But I feel like they were the first ones to really do that, to make you uncomfortable with a close-up.
Yeah.
SpongeBob kind of does it.
Mm-hmm.
I even was watching don't make fun of me, but I was even watching the new Mickey Mouse animated series on Disney Plus. And there was like an extreme close-up of Mickey with like veins and sweat and boogers coming out of his nose. And I was like, this is very Ren and Stimpy-esque.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like a lot of them took inspiration, especially if you think about it, like 93 or like around the time this episode came out, early 90s. Yeah. Something like SpongeBob or all these shows that came later owe a lot to Ren and Stimpy. Maybe they weren't as crude as Ren and Stimpy, because SpongeBob was not. It had its own little issues.
It was obnoxious. It's obnoxious sometimes.
But like basically Ren and Stimpy walked so like SpongeBob could run.
Yeah.
Because he ended up, you know, if you think about it, SpongeBob was on for a while. He's still on. Like SpongeBob is still around today.
Yeah.
And Ren and Stimpy are not, because I think a lot of the kind of craziness that they brought to light and adults just weren't. And what's weird is if you think about it, Ren and Stimpy, Beavis and Butthead were on around the same time.
Yeah.
Right.
And honestly, besides maybe a profanity, there wasn't that much of a difference between some of the stuff they were doing. So it is kind of crazy.
No.
Chris, your own personal experience with Ren and Stimpy.
I have an older brother who's 8 years older than me, right, Bill? And so I remember more of the MTV era of Ren and Stimpy,
right,
than the Nickelodeon era. I mean, it's the same show, right? But they moved it to MTV at one point in the mid 90s. I remember that. And it was like in their animated block with Beavis and Butthead, like you just said. And it was, that is what I remember more. But then I also remember, I don't know what it was called in the summer when they aired it, but it was Stick Stickly. Remember Stick Stickly?
Yeah, of course.
They used to do like voter call-ins for like what the next show would be after the thing finished. And Ren and Stimpy would always lose to like Rugrats or like Rocko's Modern Life or something.
And you'd be like, ah.
You'd be like, come on. Yeah. It would always lose. And there would be like one time it would win, and you'd get a Ren and Stimpy episode at like 3:30 in the afternoon on a Tuesday. But then like it became this like taboo show, right? Like it became this like anti-Nickelodeon show, even though it was the first one.
I mean, when you think of Nickelodeon or the original Nicktoons, you think Ren and Stimpy,
right?
Rugrats, Doug, the initial
those
version
shows
of Doug.
kind of, even now, like there's those like, you know, Nickelodeon Rewind channels and stuff. They never show Ren and Stimpy.
Yeah,
they show everything but Ren and Stimpy. It became this like taboo anti-show that you weren't supposed to watch, and that made you want to watch it that much more. And then there was like the clone era of it too, right? Like it inspired that like duo of character shows, right? Like Courage the Cowardly Dog, the Angry Beavers, the Cat Dog. Like, obviously Ren and Stimpy inspired all of those shows, but it doesn't get like the same credit as those shows in the Nickelodeon history, right?
I mean, yes and no. So, like, here's an example. And you know what's weird about me, too, as a person? Because I'm a few years older than Samantha and only a couple years older than you. I never watched Ren and Stimpy on MTV.
Really?
Like, that freaks me out that Ren and Stimpy was on
I remember
MTV.
when that happened.
See,
yeah.
I remember it being on Nickelodeon more than I do MTV. And to go back to your point about if they are proud or like kind of hide Ren and Stimpy now on Nickelodeon, yes and no, because you still find merch.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And like, here's an example. I recently went in the last few months to, American Dream Mall in New Jersey?
Yes.
And they have a Nickelodeon World or Nickelodeon. It's an amusement park. It's an indoor amusement park, all Nickelodeon themed. Lots of Rugrats. Obviously, a lot of SpongeBob. A lot of slime, which I don't even know if Nickelodeon still does the whole slime thing. I mean, I haven't watched.
They
Nickelodeon.
have like their Nick Awards, and they slime.
Yeah.
people
They still slime people. I haven't
but
watched.
That's the only time you see it.
Yeah. But in that amusement park, Ninja Turtles, they ended up getting the rights to them, which is weird because that was never a Nicktoon, so that's strange. But in that amusement park, there is and I took pictures, there is a Ren and Stimpy and a little ride you can get on with them there. You can take a picture with them, and it's like a little drop tower thing.
Cool.
And it's themed
That's
after.
cool.
So, like, there's still a presence. You can never just, like, they're a part of Nickelodeon history. And I think, honestly, Nickelodeon was successful because of the cartoons. And a lot of that has to do with Ren and Stimpy, Rugrats, Doug. Then a little bit later, Rocco's Modern Life.
Right. The Hey Arnold.
Hey Arnold.
A little bit later.
Which is so weird because I don't know why I never watched any of those shows.
Because they weren't for you.
It's so weird.
I feel like you like things like Ren and Stimpy. You're not gonna like Hey Arnold. Hey Arnold, it's literally just a good kid walking around what resembles New York. That's what I like the most about Hey Arnold.
There's a broader appeal to those, and like it's not a bad thing, but you have a more like niche sensibility about those kind of things. I mean, I watched all of them, right?
Me too. I watched every one of them.
And that's also part of like, and again, this is we're not saying like a knock on you or anything, but Sammy and I obviously are more like general pop culture too, right? Where you as you as a person your hobbies, your interests are a little bit more niche and like, I'm not gonna say weird, right? But like, Ren
but
and
you
Stimpy-esque.
probably love All Real Monsters, right? It was spooky and it was kind of gross too.
Right.
They were in the sewers.
Yeah, I want to cover one of those episodes in the future too. But that was like only a little after Ren and Stimpy.
Yeah,
so
maybe
it's
like 3 years, 4 years.
I don't think you really watched, I don't think you really watched it because you were older, but Courage the Cowardly Dog is like...
I was already old. I was in, I think, junior high or high school
I feel like if you watched it now, you'd be like, damn, this is kind of good.
Yeah. It's even like SpongeBob. I was already, I think, in high school when SpongeBob came out.
I think maybe.
So like, it's like I missed all those, but my heart always goes back to Rugrats and Ren and Stimpy, which I watch to this day. Those are my two favorite kind of, obviously, Are You Afraid of the Dark, which isn't an animated series. We've talked about it on the show.
Quick aside, how we're talking about how some people don't know Ren and Stimpy and we're like blown away by it. I was at work today and I said to one of my coworkers, I was like, oh, she said, I'm cold. And I was like, oh, like that Are You Afraid of the Dark episode? And she goes, what's that? And I was like, are you fucking kidding me?
She's probably like 25, dude.
Yes, way younger. But like, good God. Like how far? I just felt like I'm like like an old man, like I needed a walker to get out of there.
So
you're like an anamorph.
God,
you anamorphed into an old
guy.
Similarly,
man.
I transferred, right? So I'm working in Austin for the same company, but I work with all new people. So a few people were asking what my plans were tonight, and not a lot of them know that I do. The people who know that about Haunted Hangover, they like follow and they're into it. So I'm like, oh yeah, I'm recording an episode, a Christmas one. They wanted more information, and I was like, it's a Ren and Stimpy episode, and they're like, oh, like what episode? And I'm like, Stimpy farts. And then I like try to simplify that as much as I possibly can, the episode, and it was so hard for me. And I was like, I don't know, I'm proud of this, but I'm also kind of embarrassed right now, guys, because nobody fucking seen that episode.
I mean, when we dive into it in a second, I mean, it's amongst the top tier of all Ren and Stimpy episodes. It's considered
if you're gonna
one
watch
of the
one,
best.
this has to be one.
This is the one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, as you get older, you're just going to meet people that don't get it. They just weren't around when Ren and Stimpy or Are You Afraid of the Dark or even Rugrats, But I think a lot of these shows surpassed Ren and Stimpy's 5 seasons, and I think that's why they're more people remember shows like Rugrats and SpongeBob and things now more than they do.
They had more
Ren
of an
and Stimpy.
Opportunity to.
Yeah.
They did movies and more games and straight to TV, straight to the theaters. There was a Rugrats movie in theaters.
I mean, Ren and Stimpy though were people forget how not people like us are gonna remember, but people forget. A little normal person
without people saying like Stimpy, you idiot. At the time, right? Like that was the thing.
I mean, the toys,
my parents
the marketing.
used to say that shit. Like,
you idiot and smack and all that. So like. Again, I think at a time they were everywhere. It was all over the place, Ren and Stimpy. Just like Beavis and Butthead. Again, the duo, they were just... And what's funny is Beavis and Butthead are still around. They've been talking about having a kind of new version of Ren and Stimpy, like a reboot, and it hasn't happened yet, so who knows? I don't think it'll be as good as... Because they tried a couple times later on. I think Spike TV had a version, and it wasn't and nearly as good. And it was aimed towards adults. It was for adults. It wasn't for kids. So it didn't have that same charm where they would try to hide some of the like crazy shit that they were doing. Which is what made the show so good, which is what made Ren and Stimpy such a good show, because they had to it was smart writing where it's like, how can we hide a sex joke in here? A gay joke, a fart joke, a dick joke, butt stuff. There's a lot of butt stuff.
So much butt stuff.
So much butt stuff. So it's kind of crazy when you think about it. Again, it's just a product of the time.
Yeah,
I wish they got more love by normal people, I guess. Normal everyday people. Yeah. I wish people appreciated them more. I mean, I think most people say Ren and Stimpy, they're like, oh yeah, I forgot about those guys. Haven't heard about them in years. It's a shame. But yes, let's dive into the holiday themed episode, because it is that time of the year. We had to do that, and nothing screams Christmas like Ren and Stimpy. And like Sammy said, farts.
A fart child.
A fart child. So let's dive into Son of Stimpy.
Something came out of my butt.
That's nice, Stimpy. Something came out of your butt.
No, Ren. I'm serious. And not only that, it made a sound.
So this was season 2, episode 12, like you mentioned, Chris. So I didn't even know this. So the original air date on Nickelodeon was December 11th, 1993, and it was edited for Nickelodeon. I'll get into some of the stuff they edited. Then it was unedited, re-aired almost a month later, which is weird because it was after the holidays, after New Year, on January 13th, 1993. This blew my mind. Again, I do not remember watching MTV and watching Ren and Stimpy. I don't know why. It just, I remember only watching it on Nickelodeon. So very, very strange. Even like looking up any research for this episode for us to cover it, I was like, all right, January 13th, a month later, unedited. And then I saw what they cut out and I was like, really, guys? That's what you cut out?
Yeah.
So a little tidbit here. The stuff I thought was interesting about the episode and kind of what inspired it. So it was made purposely as a dig at like popular melodramas, like really dramatic films, like in like movies you'd see in the theater and TV and stuff. The creators thought it'd be like, so they thought it'd be fun to use sort of the cheap and lame tropes that melodramas used.
Right, like manufactured emotions.
Yeah, and use that to tell a ridiculous story. So like they were like, okay, these films have zero substance and they just use certain things like music cues, certain scenes with crying, stuff like that. But it's all kind of like a ride. Like it's premeditated so that you hit all these beats and it affects you as the watcher. So they were like, hey, we're going to do the same thing kind of as a jab to those type of films and TV. and do it with the most ridiculous premise ever involving Ren and Stimpy. And this was what they came up with. A fart. Him farting. It's his son. He loses him. And now he wants to find him because it's the holiday season and he misses him. Here's one cool thing about this, and I did not know this. Apparently, this was nominated for Most Outstanding Animated Program. It got an Emmy, this episode, in 1993.
Interesting. I did not. That's pretty fucking cool.
This episode was nominated for an Emmy. You know what it lost to? Batman the Animated Series.
I mean,
that's one of the greatest animated series of all time.
If you're gonna lose to somebody, you're gonna lose to this.
But also, correct me if I'm wrong. For things like the award shows, right? Don't technically you need to nominate yourself?
Yeah, you campaign to get nominated.
Exactly. So that's interesting. How serious were they when they nominated themselves?
Yeah.
Did they actually think there was a chance that it would happen?
They were like, "Hey, our fart Christmas episode might as well give it a shot."
I mean, it's so good, but it's kind of silly to think about.
And again, them losing to Batman the Animated Series, especially those first, around 93 this time, is
the first
the
season
best.
Of it. Yeah,
it's the best version of Batman the Animated Series. So again, they lost. I wonder who else was in contention. Who else was up there? I can only find that they lost to Batman the Animated Series. So back to the edited and unedited version. So there's two things that stood out to me that I think were silly and sort of dumb things to cut out. So there was some controversy with the executives at Nickelodeon with the mistletoe scene. I know we haven't gone through the breakdown yet, but the mistletoe scene they didn't like because there was homosexual undertones. Right. That stood out to them. Weird, but because there were gay employees that were animators and involved with Ren and Stimpy, they kind of use it as collateral to be if you cut this, you're kind of saying
fuck the gays.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But even though it's so innocent, it seemed I wouldn't even. Yeah, maybe I'm gullible, but I'm it was sweet. It wasn't nasty, dirty, sexy.
Yeah. It wasn't like he spanked him on the butt or something.
Right, and he said, "Give it to me."
Yeah, it was weird that mistletoe scene is the one that they drew the line there. They were like, "Oh no, we can't let that happen. We can't show that it's too homosexual. It's weird." But all right. But they kept it in again because they had gay animators and employees and stuff. And I mean, that's not going to be a good look.
Right.
You know, which is good to hear in 1993 when the world was a very different place.
Yeah.
Another little weird thing that was cut out. And I don't know if this was, I think this was because of commercial breaks. I don't even think this was because of anything kind of thing. It was weird. I was trying to find out why. And all I could find was that, so there's a scene where Ren passes a gift where he's really depressed. He's passing a gift to the picture of Stimpy. That was removed in some cuts of this for some reason.
Really?
Which is a bad thing to cut because it shows how emo Ren is that Stimpy is gone.
That he's out. Yeah, that he's not there.
And it's a great scene too when we get to it in the breakdown. So yeah, I thought that was weird that those two things, they were cool with all the farting. There's a legit sex joke at the very end of the episode, consummate the marriage a joke at the very end. But that was cool. But the homosexual undertones with the mistletoe, that's where they draw the line. Weird.
Dude, there's doo-doo stains on the floor.
They're okay with that. I don't think those are supposed to be doo-doo stains, but
I thought it was ashes.
Yeah, it kind of is. But
he blowed smoke out of there.
It was such a strong fart that it left some residue on the carpet.
Hey, when you give birth, things come out of there.
Oh no, he did give birth.
Does he talk?
Well, he did make a sound.
He talks to farts, man.
So the episode opens with a narrator. And the narrator, and I forgot about this character because I actually watched a few episodes back to back, but it's Stinky Wizzle Teats.
Yes.
He's a reoccurring holiday character that pops up in a few different episodes.
He's in the Yakmas one too. Yeah.
Yes, he is. And he says, "This is a true story that we just made up." That is literally how the episode starts. Stimpy sits in front of the TV and he begins to feel a rumble in his butt for some reason and kind of his stomach. And guys, feel free to add into all this crazy nonsense that happens in this episode. But yes, he feels a rumble in his stomach and in his butt, and he lets out a very aggressive fart. It's very like his legs stretch out, his body squishes, his butt pulsates out.
Can we just say on the topic of his butt, my man is caked the fuck up.
Yeah.
There's a lot of cake butt
they
shots.
Love to show
what a
the
phenomenal
of his
looking
butt.
ass. What a phenomenal looking ass.
Because Stimpy's got the BBL butt and his
Stimpy is cheeked.
He's cheeked up. So yes, he lets out this very aggressive fart. Like you mentioned, it either leaves streaks on the rug or I took it as burn marks.
It looks like a bomb went off. Right?
Yes. Yeah. It was a hot fart. So it left a mark on the rug. Stimpy rushes over to Ren, who is reading a book, and he explains that something came out of his butt. And whatever it was made a sound and smelled funny. Ren calls him an idiot, and Stimpy tries to forcefully fart again, but fails, causing his butt to deflate.
Yeah.
There you go.
If I forcefully try to fart, I'm going to shit myself.
Yeah.
Which is funny because the deflating butt is what happens to you, I think, if you get like a botched booty.
Yeah.
A booty operation, I think. Doesn't like get like a saggy butt or something that happens? There you go. No saggy. I mean, his tush gets really saggy. It looks like two raisins.
It
like
falls apart. Like his ass rips.
Like a balloon. Yeah.
And honestly, that scene where he's like really straining and pushing, it always gives me like anxiety. I'm like, oh,
you're gonna
plop
get a dookie. Yeah.
Yeah, really just a very intense farting scene when he's trying to both fart, actually farts, and when he tries to fart again. So Stimpy begins searching for his fart, which is stinky.
Yes.
And he even asked the nose goblins, aka boogers that are under a chair that are alive,
God,
sentient
boogers.
I hate
and they think he's insane, with one even saying, he talks to farts, man. So good. So good. Yes, the nose goblins, which is a thing that happens, I think, a couple times and is mentioned in other episodes.
I hate the nose goblins.
I think you fight the nose goblins in the video game, if I'm not mistaken.
I think you do too. I hate them. I think it's so fucking gross.
I just love how the boogers think he's crazy for talking to farts.
Yeah. Well, also, I wanted to say, I'm like surprised that like Stimpy's never heard of a fart before. We're also watching him discover a fart for the first time.
Right.
But what's weird is farts happen while the episode is going on. There's this a scene, I think when he goes to tell Ren that something came out of his butt, when Ren does like this whole reaction thing, a fart noise comes out of him.
Yeah, so it's just an audio bit.
I'm just like, what's the difference between the cueing farts and the fart that came out of Stimpy's butt? But again, it's all contained to this story that the fart that's his son. So Stimpy's depressed in a catatonic state. Stimpy mopes around the house. Ren tries to cheer him up, but he gets quickly frustrated because it doesn't work. He tries to give him catnip, tries to give him other nonsense.
New litter box.
And he's just like, not working. I don't care. He doesn't want. Literally says, I don't care to everything. I don't care. He is not happy about Stinky missing. So that night in bed, Stimpy sleeps, and Stinky, his fart son, heads back to the house, peering through a window, and sees Stimpy's moonlit butt. And like this, it's such a crazy shot because it's literally Stimpy like can't sleep and he like rolls over and it's just like his heart-shaped booty, his butt under the sheets, and then Stinky is just watching like with the big eyes, and he's just like, that's where he wants to be. He had a home. He had a nice warm home in the butt. So time has passed. It's now Christmas, and Stimpy still emo, still depressed. Ren is trying to cheer him up again because Stimpy just keeps like waiting outside the front of the house, and he encourages by decorating. He's like trying to encourage him, like, hey, want to come inside the house and decorate? And he tells him, do you want to hang up the dingleberry garland, which is dingleberry.
Dingleberries.
A dingleberry is a real thing, I think.
Right.
But then it also...
Yeah, but they don't mean them
the,
that.
The poop particles
right
between your ass and your balls.
So the dingleberries... I am 90% sure they're going for those type of dingleberries, not the other dingleberry. Fruit. No, yes. And here is where the mistletoe kissing scene happens, where he's like, and he points up, and they're standing underneath mistletoe.
Eyelashes and
Stimpy's really upset. He's like, "That's all you can think of." That's literally
I love that. I love that.
Stimpy declines his offer for making out, which is what's implied, to give him a kiss. He declines it, tells him that's all you could think of, and he runs off in search of Stinky. Stinky, he's hopeless. He's alone. He's wandering the city streets. He's finding shelter. He comes across two homeless men who try and scare him away with matches, and he runs off into the sewer. That's a great scene too, because they literally have two matches that they're putting between their butt cheeks. Yeah. Somebody light a match. It's a very quotable episode. At the same time, Stimpy, he's also wandering the city looking for Stinky, and he confuses some funkiness with his son Stinky, and this includes Santa Claus's butt, which is a ridiculous scene. He literally is like, Stinky. And he sees Santa ringing the bell like the Salvation Army, and you just see a giant Santa Claus butt, and Stimpy's nose is about 2 inches away from his butt. And Santa Claus looks perplexed. He's confused at what's going on. It's such a bizarre scene, but it's so great. And then we also get these weird shots of like Stimpy walking and the transition of his feet slowly falling apart.
Yeah.
It's like his
I love
shoes
his
break.
bonnet. His bonnet's my favorite part. He's got a little grandma babushka bonnet on through this whole winter looking for his son.
And the two cross paths, they cross paths, but Stimpy gets run over by a car because he thinks he smells Stinky, but it's actually Mr. Horse's manure stand.
Right.
So in this, he's just defeated and a car runs him over. Stinky passes by, doesn't realize that he's sitting on his father's butt right now because his dad's incapacitated under the car. Samantha's like, this is ridiculous.
Crazy.
I think this is the most ridiculous episode we've ever covered.
I just never thought there'd be something that I document us talking about.
Might be the most ridiculous Haunted Hangover episode
No,
ever.
it is for sure.
I love it though. I love it.
Yeah.
But yeah, he doesn't realize that Stimpy was right below him, so he continues going on. Back home, Ren is alone. It's Christmas Day. He's bummed.
I feel
sad.
bad for Ren at this point. I feel bad. He's crying. He's upset.
He wants his buddy back.
Yeah.
It's Christmas Day and he's literally by himself. He gives a gift, like I mentioned before, that weird scene that was cut out. He gives a gift to a photo of Stimpy, and they even frame it in a good way, in a really cool way, where it looks like Stimpy's just standing still, and then it pans out. And it's a photo, your friend Stimpy, and then he passes it's a really touching scene.
Yeah, it's so sweet.
And then what ends up happening is Stimpy returns after that because there's a doorbell. The doorbell rings, and Stimpy returns, and he's completely frozen in an ice cube.
Block of ice.
I don't know how he got there.
Yeah.
But
his like arms are kind of out, but he's entirely in a block of ice.
After that, Stimpy sits by the fire, warms up, melts out of his ice cube. The doorbell rings. Ren answers, and he can't see anything. It looks like there's no one there. And then he notices a smell lingering, rising up right into his nostrils, and he uses his finger
like this.
Oh God!
To grab something off screen. You hear another fart noise when he does it. It's like, and it's Stinky. He brings Stinky back into the house, and both Stimpy and Stinky reunite, and they embrace in a very touching moment, where, he finally is able to hug his son, Stinky the fart.
And he's like, is this what you're looking for? And like the green stink lines are coming off of it.
He also does the, I don't care. And then Ren's like, no, I think you'll care about this person or this thing. So Stimpy explains to Stinky that they're going to be together forever. He finally reunited with his son. He's the happiest he could be as a dad, a fart dad.
Yeah.
And then Stinky explains that he's a man and a man has needs. And he introduces Stimpy and Ren to his fiance, Cora, who's a rotten, dead fish corpse with a head. And she smells as well because you see smelly fumes coming off of her.
Coming out of her.
He found her in the sewers.
Yes. So Stinky and Cora, I even said, I was like, I couldn't figure out if her name was Flora or Cora at first. Then I literally, shit you not, I rewound this scene about 5-6 times. So I heard him say, this is, I even in my notes, I was like, Flora, Cora, it's Cora. I was able to confirm it. Yeah, with the subtitles. But yes, it's Cora. Stinky and Cora, they get married by Stimpy, who pronounces them fart and wife. You may now kiss the cod. The two consummate the marriage inside of Ren's nose.
Yeah.
There's a door there. They open, slam it, open it again, put a do not disturb sign. And again, that was cool, but we can't leave the mistletoe scene.
Right.
And then here the episode ends with Stimpy chucking rice at Ren's head and him saying, I just love a happy ending. And that was Son of Stimpy.
Ho, ho, ho! Ho, ho, ho! Stinky?
Now, this episode, and it's funny because we kind of, I talked about how they were trying to be, they were making fun of like just those melodramatic films and TV shows, etc. It's so funny how they were able to take an idea as ludicrous as you farting a child out, your fart becoming sentient in your kid, and make it a very touching holiday story, which is kind of crazy when you think about it. Yeah. How they were able to, like, making fun of the thing they wanted to kind of parody, and then actually making a very touching story with these two characters that are disgusting and just vile.
They said it, right? Like they wanted to do it, a lot of it through the musical cues, and they use some really fucking fantastic, like classical pieces. They use Claire de Lune when he's like sad watching the TV. I'm not gonna imitate what Claire de Lune sounds like. Everybody knows that piece of music, right? It's very iconic, but it is fucking sad, and it elicits a sad emotion out of you. It does what it's supposed to do. They nailed the concept that they were going for.
Yeah, it's funny too because like you mentioned the music and all the cues. It's sprinkled throughout the whole 22-minute long episode.
Little bits here and there.
Yeah. And Stinky himself, the design of Stinky, they gave him big eyes. He's a fart, but they made him a very cute fart with his little hands.
He's got a little sparkle in his eyes.
This big. He's a tiny little thing. So you feel bad that this tiny little thing, even though it's a fart, is out on its own.
Yeah.
Yes. The scene where Stinky and Stimpy finally reunite, and you see the shimmer in the eye, and then Stinky has this big smile. It's almost like a cat, like just these big eyes, and then he has this smile. Finally, to be back with his father, it's very touching. Yeah. And I don't know. Sometimes I'm confused because I'm like, all right, guys, you were trying to make fun of these type of movies and TV shows and stuff.
Yeah, but you did it. You did it right.
And I think that was the point. Like even Sammy alluded to it earlier, like when they kind of were trying to vote themselves in to get nominated for an Emmy. I don't think they realized, they were like, oh, we're gonna make this about a fart. And it's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. He has his missing son, and he's trying to find him. And at the end of the day, it's literally one long fart joke.
Yeah,
and it's quite touching and like great for the holidays. And then they were like, "Oh shit, guys, we actually made a very good episode that is really touching." You know?
Yeah. What I think is cool is that adults most likely enjoy this more than kids, right? the dialogue between them is so slow through this episode. Like every single thing they say has a beat after it.
Mm-hmm.
I can't see a kid like be excited to watch the episode besides the fact that it's a fart and that's hilarious and we love farts. Farts will never not be funny.
No, absolutely.
But it's so dramatic and like so long. There's so much dead space in this episode.
It's a very
kind
quiet
of eerie
episode. Yeah.
Yeah, compared to like the bang and the loudness of every other episode of Ren and Stimpy, they did such a good job with that. But yeah, like I feel like it is slow for like a kids show.
Where there's a lot of those shots where Stimpy's just looking outside,
out the window,
like even when he's like where he's wearing the bonnet before the mistletoe scene, it's just like this desolate, quiet winter wonderland.
Yeah,
and they're one little house, and that's it.
Yeah,
and it's just, you said it takes its time, and I'm about 90% sure, 99% sure they did that on purpose, so that the tone felt completely different
than the
from other Ren and Stimpy episodes,
and they nailed it. Like it's so good.
And Ren and Stimpy episodes never end with a happy ending.
No.
Rarely. They always get beat up. They end up losing their skin or something crazy happens to them. This episode ends with a happy ending. One of the few episodes to end where no one is dead or on fire or nothing crazy happens. And it was rare for that to be a thing during this run of Ren and Stimpy. So it is kind of crazy, like just thinking about how it almost backfired on them trying to make this episode a parody of that, where they did everything that they did, ended up making it one of those type of film, like one of those type of shows.
It's a classic, top-rated episode.
Yeah.
In spite of their attempts to make a mockery of how emotional this stuff can be, right?
Yeah.
Because it turned out the opposite way, and it actually is that.
And I think adding Christmas, because Christmas is a very emotional, family-oriented holiday.
You elicit an emotional reaction out of people on that alone.
Some people don't really care for Christmas, but they probably would fucking love this episode. It's still poking fun, you know?
I mean, it's a very holiday, like when you think about it, they're going to decorate, they have a tree, the fireplace, the snow, it's winter. Yeah. Everything about it is, the holiday season. You see a Santa Claus. They were able to find a way, which is crazy. They were like, how can we stick a Santa Claus in this episode? Because it's Christmas time. And they were able to find a way. It's ridiculous. He's smelling his butt, but it's still a Santa
there.
Claus.
Yeah.
He's there. But I think just adding all that in, making it a holiday themed episode about him losing his son and all that stuff, it's very touching. You would never think an episode about a fart would be this kind of magical. It's wild. And again, it's considered one of like the top rated episodes of Ren and Stimpy.
I'm going to put it on at my family Christmas.
So funny.
I mean, I think it's fun for the whole family, in all honesty. I think
Make my 10-year-old nephew watch it? Are you kidding me? The kid's going to fucking love it.
He would love that shit.
I mean, it's a fart. It's literally a fart. What'd you guys think of the kind of holiday vibes? Do you think it pulled the trigger fully on that?
I think it did. There's a point in the episode where Ren's like, it's been 3 years. So we're actually like going through 3 holiday seasons before he finally finds his fucking fart.
Right.
Like the Christmas themes, the holiday themes are strong with that. I think so.
I didn't even realize it was 3 years.
He said it's been 3 years.
Really?
Snap out of it.
Wait, it was 3 years since the fart emerged from
Yeah.
Well, yeah, he's older too, right? So time has passed. Yeah, he's got himself a girlfriend. I think after he goes into the sewers, that's it. And then there's another one after that, like another season after that.
That's why Stimpy showed up as a block of ice, because he had to walk a year back. He had to go from the city back to the middle of nowhere, and he turned to a block of ice because of that. And it is a very Stimpy heavy, most of the episodes, it's usually them together. This is a very like Stimpy focused episode.
Yeah.
And out of the two, he's the kind of lovable one always.
Yeah, because he's always so silly.
Yeah, he could be gross and nasty too. Yeah, if Ren would have been the one to fart, it would have been out of character. If he had like a fart son, it would have made no sense. Now, what's your favorite moment Favorite moment. We'll start with Sam. Favorite moment of this episode.
I think that my favorite moment of the episode is when he finally comes back home and Ren takes Stimpy back home, and Ren takes Stimpy in and he gives him like a little hot bath for his feet and gives him a blanket. I don't know, I felt so bad for him. So I feel like that sticks out the most to me.
Doesn't his tongue like
his little tongue goes
it forces itself
you
out.
You feel so bad for him. And then it's so exciting when he finally sees him or smells him.
I can. It's not what he says. He says I can smell him, right? He doesn't say you can smell him. Chris, your favorite moment?
I have to give it to the first shot of Stimpy's dump truck ass. It's just so fucking funny.
Chris really loves Stimpy's ass, man?
It's so funny, and like we were talking about before with the close-ups, right? And the extreme gross out close-ups. It is that, but it also is like such a well sculpted, like voluptuous ass that it's just so jarring to see.
Oh my god.
It's so fucking funny.
You're like, I should not be looking at this.
Yeah, right. But it's so fucking funny.
You think in '93 they knew that Stimpy had a voluptuous ass? I never thought I'd say.
I mean, they decided that. They decided at some point in the game, they're like, his butt is going to be the focus of conversation, obviously, because it's coming out of his butt. We got to make it look good.
Right.
He's got to have a big butt. I mean, and they literally, there's a couple of moments here where they really focus on his butt cheeks.
They really emphasize his...
Well, again,
Pixar mom ass. That's what he's got.
Yeah.
He's got the Pixar mom dump truck.
He's got the donkey. They definitely, I mean, let's think about it. Stinky came out of his butt. He even says it. He came out of my butt.
Yeah.
Like so it makes sense.
Also, close second when Ren is like under the bed crying. Mm-hmm. And he's got the little Santa hat on. So fucking sad. Like, don't know you could be that sad for fucking Ren and Stimpy.
Out.
Yeah, and he pulls the little tiny gift. Yeah.
This episode somehow makes you feel bad for Ren, which is rare because Ren is like the jerk of the two.
He's such a jerk.
He's like the asshole.
He's so
of the
nonchalant about the whole situation at the beginning, right? Like he writes him off and he's like, "Oh, it's just a fart." And then when he loses him, it sets him on his own journey of like realization of what he's missing. There's so much subtext to Ren and Stimpy's fucking fart Son of Stimpy Christmas episode.
I mean, it's true because if you think about it, like you said, Stimpy leaves to go find his fart, Stinky, who's alone around the holidays for 3 years apparently, which I missed that entirely.
But then that leaves Ren alone.
Ren alone, yes, and he's now by himself. But then they're all
3
reunited.
Christmases.
It's crazy how it took 3 Christmases for Ren to finally believe that there's a sentient fart that he gave birth to, where Ren doesn't meet him until that 3rd year after.
Well, would
Stinky
you
comes
believe
back.
it, Louis?
On his finger.
I would. Yes, on his finger. Where the little smells go up right up Stimpy's nose. My favorite moment has to be I don't know what it is, the scenes of like all the dark scenes, like of him in the city.
Yeah.
Like the city looks empty. And there's literally just like 2 people in the city. 4. Mr. Horse, Santa, and the 2 homeless dudes. Yeah. That's it. And for some reason, one of the homeless dudes is just wearing a box, like a brief. No pants. Did you guys notice that?
Yeah. And they show it, they do a close up of his like his like ingrown hair on his butt.
So
of course I remember it.
But those scenes, I just love how, you think of Christmas as like this happy, cheery holiday, but there is like dark. You think of Scrooge, like a Christmas Carol, Scrooge, and all that stuff, where there's kind of like these dark elements, depressing elements to Christmas, and those scenes with Stimpy going through like this dark, empty, desolate city. It's snowy, it's cold. All he's got is Mr. Horse with his manure, Santa Claus with his big butt. Was his butt voluptuous as well, Chris?
I mean, Stimpy's got the butt award for the episode.
But that has to be sort of my favorite, my favorite sequence. And then obviously him dragging his feet, turning into ice cubes and stuff. It's just great. It's just an overall, just kind of those dark moments. I love animation that's like dark like that. And it kind of has a certain atmosphere, and it has a very cold atmosphere, which is how Stimpy feels without his fart,
without his little
Stinky.
fart to keep him warm. I had one question.
Yes.
Whom I feel like you guys would be better at helping me figure this out, but who is Stinky's voice supposed to mimic?
Oh, I don't even know.
Who is that actor?
I don't know.
Stinky's voice, it sounds like a really goofy comedian or character actor of some sort that I cannot figure out.
I was thinking that too, but couldn't figure it out.
Yeah, I mean, there is like a very specific
very specifically, I feel like it meant to mimic somebody or accidentally mimic somebody.
Yeah,
but I cannot figure out who it is.
A couple of things I read that didn't pop up who he was supposed to sound like.
Right.
But,
or
I'm
who
sure
he happens to sound like. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
it's you gotta give it a listen again, and maybe now you'll hear it a little differently. But I'm like, who the fuck is?
I mean, the same like 4 guys voice all these characters.
Yeah.
There's a lot of the same people that voice them,
like
so.
a lot of these animated shows.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Is there anything about this episode you didn't like, Sammy?
No, I love this
10 out
episode
of
so
10.
much. I'm not like ashamed to say it. There are some things that are hard to watch because they're so grotesque. Like, I fucking hate the boogers so much. And it would be okay.
Bad, honestly.
I know, you guys don't get it. It'd be okay if it was like a bunch of green boogers, but they all have different characteristics. There's
one's
like,
like turquoise,
burger.
one's brown, one's green.
Oh my God,
They're all different
I fucking
colors.
hate that. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like I could fast forward the conversation with them.
Hey guys,
But everything else is great.
Hey Stimpy, they all like to talk to him at one time. The nose goblins.
The nose goblins I can do without, but it's a great episode. I don't think it's for everybody, but it should be.
I no, 100%. I agree with that. Chris, what about you? Anything you didn't like about this episode? Anything you'd criticize it? Any critiques you have?
Honestly, I don't think so. Like, aside from not having any other like segments in it, like any, like how Ren and Stimpy used to have like little segments.
It was two episodes,
right?
like two stories
parts.
in one.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
is one long
and
one.
there's no other story, and it's just the one runtime, right? Which actually works out for it. So I don't think I have like a dislike about the episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a fucking absolute blast watching this episode. Probably one of the most fun like note sessions that I've taken for Haunted Hangover ever.
About a fucking sentient fart.
Yeah.
If I had to be critical of it or just critique it, maybe a little more Christmas stuff in the beginning, but that's really kind of
Right.
the last the episode's 21, 22 minutes. I'd say about 15 minutes feels like it's the holidays. So, I mean, that would really be me just kind of like grasping at straws for something to critique.
Putting a point on it, right?
Yeah, trying to, but in reality, it doesn't really bother me. I think this is a 10 out of 10, in my opinion. I think it's a perfect holiday Christmas themed special. It's crazy to think that Ren and Stimpy, as two just kind of horrible characters and just kind of some of the nasty, gross out stuff they do, were able to kind of make you feel these emotions and make you feel joy and compassion for them, especially for Ren, who's always a jerk and always smacking up Stimpy and stuff and calling him an idiot, to kind of feel for them and to feel for like it brings them together. The holidays and Stinky the fart bring the two of them together where they're happy. And I just think it works like perfectly for that. Like, you listen to, you watch a lot of these like holiday specials, movies and stuff every, Christmas time, every Christmas season. And you want something that both you can like elicit a sort of emotion to, and it's not all just kind of like laughing, even though you're probably going to laugh because, again, look at us just kind of talking about this episode. It's all farts and boogers and things like that. But this is somehow able to take something so ridiculous and make it heartwarming. And that's kind of crazy. That's kind of crazy.
The true meaning of Christmas is
the true meaning of
making
Christmas.
farts heartwarming.
Yeah.
Somehow, Son of Stimpy and Ren and Stimpy, along with Stinky the fart, were able to make us know what the true meaning of Christmas is. And I think I can speak for everyone here that you should definitely watch it this holiday season.
I thought I'd never smell you again. And now you're back. And we can be together forever.
So that was Ren and Stimpy, Son of Stimpy. Be sure to subscribe. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Blue Sky, at Haunted Hangover. Head over to hauntedhangover.com where you can find links to everything, including our Patreon page, where you can gain access to a plethora of bonus content.
And if you would rate and review us, that would be greatly appreciated.
And as always, remember, the best cure for a hangover is
more booze.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Ho, ho, ho.
Ho, ho, ho.
Don't lose any of your farts this Christmas.
Or I'm going to get them.
Keep your farts close.
Keep your farts close. And enjoy some eggnog.